Did you know that close to 1 billion of the world's population have a cognitive disability, with over 17 million people suffering a stroke each year, and the reduced human resources in the care industry? What if we turned our attention to rehabilitation robotics? For today's video, we shall get into the benefits of rehabilitation robotics and their impact on cognitive function. Humans are living longer now. Meanwhile, our cognitive abilities decline with age. By 2030, the number of people who require care will increase by 30%. Roughly 15% of the world's population, over 1 billion people, struggle with a disability. A large number of that group specifically experience cognitive disability, according to the World Health Organization 2011. Thus, that number would have risen astronomically by now. We would see a 30% increase, not only to do with the risk of aging, although that is prevalent. In their 2018 paper, Hajat and Stein suggested that a rise in global chronic illnesses is causing a dramatic increase in the number of individuals with cognitive disabilities. The Medica magazine reports that fewer young people opt to work as caregivers, which means that those with declining mental capacity, primarily due to strokes, have no one to fall on for care and supports. Strokes affect 17 million people each year. A person who recovers from even a minor stroke will need a minimum of 3 weeks of short-term rehabilitation. However, the number of people who need long-term care is growing daily. Robots come in here. They are well equipped to fill the gap between the increased need for rehabilitation and a lack of personnel. Experts in therapy management say that the restructuring that post-stroke survivors need is better achieved with robots. We will present more on the multi-sensory stimulation and how it advances relearning capabilities in patients shortly. Research has shown that robot-assisted therapy aids people in regaining control of reaching and grasping movements. Robots are built to perform repetitive tasks that require strength, and they are faster and more accurate without getting tired. Rehabilitation robotics is basically any automatically operated equipment or machine designed to enhance movement in persons with impaired physical functioning. What does this have to do with cognitive function? It is estimated that up to 3/4 of acute and subacute stroke survivors exhibit cognitive impairments. Cognitive impairments also significantly limits functional recovery, social engagement, and quality of life after a stroke. As well, studies have shown that cognitive function impairments could compromise rehabilitation strategies. When you apply neurological rehabilitation, you allow the brain to reprogram and restructure its motion sequence. That requires the strength and will of both therapist and patients. Most often, we cannot achieve this through hands-on or manual therapy, says Head of Therapy Management and Planning Services at Helios Clinic Hattingen, Michael Klein. Owing to the intensity of robotic therapy, it could improve physical form and relearning capabilities and induce structural brain function. With the intensity of the therapy and training environments, coupled with the technological devices and multi-sensory simulation, one could revive their cognitive function quicker. The American Psychological Association says that depression, addiction, and music learning can be achieved with therapy robots. We will tell you more shortly. There are primarily 2 main types of rehab robotics: an assistive robot for limb movements, and a rehabilitator or the therapy robots. First, the assistive robot is a substitute for when people lose control over their limbs. For instance, the Manus Arm is a wheelchair-mounted arm that manipulates things with the help of a chin switch or another controlled input device. To compare, using your chin to control an arm that is mounted to your wheelchair is the same as an astronaut controlling a robot arm from inside his spacecraft's cockpit. The process is called telemanipulation. Moreover, you can have a similar technique of robotics within powered wheelchairs. The teleoperated and assistive robots help people with lost or immobile limbs. Hit the subscribe button if you want to know how depression is treated with therapy robots. Secondly, there is the therapy robot. These are designed to help people with neurodivergent inclinations. For example, children with autism can develop their social skills with the help of the Bubble Bots. According to the American Psychological Association, a rehabilitator or a therapy robot can provide companionship for lonely seniors, help a person quit smoking or lose weight, and teach coping skills to adolescents with depression. In fact, music learning, especially piano playing, has been associated with increased neuroplasticity and cognitive reserve. A 4-week feasibility study by a team revealed that participants with dementia and other mild cognitive impairment experienced improved cognitive function after an hour of piano lessons per week, led by a remotely controlled robot. Would you be better off learning from a robot? Let us know your response in the comments below. For over 20 years, robotics and motor recovery has been the focus. However, there is enormous opportunity for restoring cognitive deficit. Rehabilitation equipment presents various solutions, including mechanical structure, physical assistance, and complex exercises. Currently, there is an improved standard of robots that inculcate graphical interfaces and ecological scenarios into cognitively demanding tasks. Therefore, the hypothesis is that a robotic treatment based on daily exercise execution, designed to improve motor function, benefits beyond physical function in stroke patients and persons with other cognitive deficits. In 2015, Hongyu Lee explained that physically present robots are more persuasive, are received more positively, and result in better usage performance than in-person agents. If you want to appreciate robotics more, we can start with a history lesson on the top 7 engineers' invention that brought about robotics.